5 ways to day trade the stock market. It's going to be the same essential concept, which you can lend to any. You're going to be able to lend these 5 different ways, Jermal, to any concept that you have. But I do want to use our kind of mean reversion concept and then give the people 5 different ways to go out and do stuff on their own. And our concept here, Jermal, maybe you can highlight it a little bit. It's usually based on the standard deviation, but I would contend anybody out there, if you're a trend follower, you're using Fibonacci's or whatever, the standard deviation is almost certainly in whatever you're using to be trading out there. Implied volatility, standard deviation, at realized volatility, everything else. But our general idea here, Jermal, from a concept standpoint, is the market moves out of the standard deviation and then we trade it coming back in. Am I right?
Whoa. I mean, I'm mind blown off of what you just did there. Nice. Yeah, absolutely, dude. We just touched on this with oil, right? Like the idea of oil's moving 2 standard deviations today. When you see something that's kind of unusual, those are the good times you want to look to trade it.
Yeah, it's the idea of like the best day trading opportunities are when a market is outside, right? Like if the market's in this little range, I'm just trading little ticks around, like what am I even looking for? But when it moves lower by, and this is for the S&P, it moves lower by $70 or $100 or $150, that's when you get the big swings and the opportunity. And the simple concept today is if the net change moves lower than 1 standard deviation, we're probably looking at buying it, so that the banking on the fact that the market might move back into a more probabilistic zone. If it moves higher than 1 standard deviation, we're probably looking at selling it. The first things first for most everyday people is looking at SPY and looking at the SPY shares. And you can see the standard deviations are, $7.25 for 1 standard deviation, 2 standard deviations, 14.5, 3, 21.75. Problem here with the SPY shares though, Jermal, is they're costly and you could get dinged for pattern day trading. Not a lot of people scalping SPY shares, right?
Yeah, that's always the thing, right? Depending on the size of your account, you could get dinged for that pattern day trading. And I would imagine, I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of us look at futures, because you don't have to deal with that.
That and like the idea would be, okay, the market moved lower by, the SPY shares are down by $10 today. If you make on a share of SPY $3, I buy 1 share, it's down 10, it gets back to being only down 7, I make $3, but I had to put up, almost $200 for it. And my returns are very, very small because they margin everything at 50 or 100%. Some places give you 25%, but few and far between. Even at 25%, too costly. Futures in the equities world, most of the futures ES, we're going to look at MES and SMES, all margining at less than 10% of the product size. And so much easier to day trade, and you don't have the pattern day trading. But this ES market at 70 handles back and forth, Jermal, that is, I think, about $3,500, which can be a little too big for people, right?
Yeah, that can be a little daunting. And I mean, this is a bigger product and it's a little more expensive. So that's the hard part there. You do get the futures aspect, but this one, I mean, it's for the big boys. Let's just call it what it is.
And you can go to, what's really nice is they've introduced this micro S&P, the MES, which is a tenth the size of that. Still at, $350 can be a lot in there, but at least you're getting smaller with those. The standard deviation is still 70 points in the S&P, but the multiplier is smaller. You still don't have to worry about pattern day trading with the MES product, but still could be, if I'm looking to scalp for, like we talked about with crude oil today, if I'm looking to scalp for, $20, $30, $50, I'm likely going to get tapped out of this product because it moves close to $400. What's really nice is you can also go to the options on MES or ES to get them even smaller. Say S&Ps are down 100 points. I could go in there and sell like the weekly puts as a smaller version of that scalp as well, introducing some options, making a small micro product even smaller.
Yeah, I've never traded the options in there. And so I really don't look at those markets that often, but I've traded this product in general, and smaller than ES, but I gather we can get smaller, right?
Oh boy. Well, it's nice that you can go to the options on MES. It does, with the Greeks in there, you do get a little bit of like, it's diluted, right? Your exposure is diluted.
Yeah.
If the market's down, I sell a put and it bounces back. Maybe it's retaining some of the value because of theta or gamma or something else. You can get even smaller with just the SMES product in here, this new small equities 400. It's a different index, but very highly correlated to the S&P, about a fifth the size of MES, and just costs you about $350 to trade and zero commissions from Tastyworks if you're over there trading. The standard deviations in that product, 67 cents, and then $1.30, and then $2. And that is, like I say, a fifth the size of that MES. So usually you move in about $100 per day, getting you even smaller on your day trading.
This is a cool product, man. And I looked at some of the names that are in the product list. I like them. I approve of them all. And so I'm looking forward to trading this one, dude.
Love to hear it. Jermal's stamp of approval. That's 5 ways to day trade of varying different sizes and strategy. Hopefully getting some big moves for the rest of the year in the stock market and trading them around. I do think that this is going to be a volatile second half of the year, Jermal, but I don't know if we're going to sell off too much more or necessarily bounce back like people are hoping, 20, 30%, maybe just a sideways market with some volatile movement, great for day trading. But we'll see. Make sure that you see Jermal on Engineering the Trade. And I've seen him popping on Today's Assignment, a bunch of different stuff throughout the Tasty Trade Network. And make sure you follow him on Twitter as well. Stay tuned. Splashing the Futures is coming up next. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Have a great night. Peace.